folks. If you don't know me, my name's Margaret. I'm a motion designer and illustrator based currently in New York City. And today I want to take you through my animation early process of coming up with an idea and helping get what's in my head out on paper and have more of a cohesive, tangible thing that I can look back to while I'm still developing this idea. So the animation I've decided to kind of work on this illustration, help flush out the idea, is about a possum whose home has been taken over by these glamping campsite kind of deal, where it's, you know, these influencers come and camp and shoot and being in nature and like create content for YouTube. She's trying to find food and shelter and she just can't because all these like expensive tents and stuff have kind of destroyed what she's known. And so she is looking for food on the campsite and finds someone has thrown away some edibles that someone didn't properly throw away. And she gets a little stoned and starts getting the munchies and decides to go into these campers and tents to try to find some like chips or cookies or something. So I started with an action shot, something that quickly tell you what the story is, what the basic conflict of the story is. I always kind of do blue lines to help remind me that it's a sketch and kind of relax while drawing it. I think sometimes if you do it, for me, if I do it in black, I think like it needs to look perfect instead of being more flexible with like just getting the idea down and like worrying about the perspective and all that stuff later. So like right now I'm not using a perspective grid or anything like that because I feel like if you instantly go into perspective, you lose, like it becomes too rigid. For me, I notice a huge difference if I start with perspective versus doing a loose illustration without perspective grid. I tend to use gray when doing inking and coloring because if I look at a white screen for too long, my eyes get super tired. So it's a good way of preventing eye fatigue and also not going kind of like, you're not seeing the colors as they are because you have this white intensity kind of tiring your eyes. This stage I'm looking at possible colors. I'm focusing mainly on first on getting the colors of the possum since the possum is the protagonist and kind of working those colors, the other colors around what helps the protagonist pop. Later I'm going to edit the line art because I didn't like the perspective on the the camper, and also I did added some things in the front because right now it feels very empty, and this is supposed to be a full campsite. So later I'm going to add like edges of the tent or edges of another large RV to kind of help fill the space. I focused on this early on because I wanted to make sure that my most important things were very clear, and then adding those elements to make it feel more grounded in like an environment instead of feeling very flat and plain. For the colors, I wanted to try something a little bit more like colorful and fun, since the idea is like a stoner possum. So I thought it would be fun to kind of set this in the Catskills during fall, so you get those beautiful orange and yellows and some greens still on the ground. And it's also a very popular time for people to come and photograph nature and take videos and like, I don't know, look at the leaves changing kind of thing. So I thought it was an appropriate setting for this topic. Started to add some textures. I really love textures, especially with animation. It kind of helps give a ton of depth without a huge amount of extra work, which is really great. Help like the environment kind of stand out. If it's like kind of more loose paint feeling while the characters have more of a grainy feel, help with that kind of contrast to help them popping out from the background. So that's my concept art process. For me, this is an important stepping stone towards getting a really good end result for short animation. It helps take the idea out of my head, visualize it, and give me a framework to go on storyboarding and character design and kind of have something to reference back, even if like things change, or like allowing flexibility for change, but just having some kind of guidance to help keep me excited and keep me kind of like focused on what I was originally thinking. So I think it's really important, and I hope you enjoyed the process. Next video is going to probably be next month, and it'll be covering my storyboarding process and my character design process. I'm a full-time freelancer, so it might take a little bit more than a month depending on the amount of work I get, but I will try my hardest to get it out because I want to keep this train a-rolling on getting this work done for this animation, because I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a really cute animation. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!